Hey there, Tallman Clan. Welcome back. We are still in Athens, and oh God, this might be the most beautiful place we've been.
Loving that view.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so going to miss that view at night.
Yeah, we are so going to miss this view. Oh my good Lord. But today we are actually going to talk about what's behind us, the Acropolis, right? We're so excited to talk about that. So without further ado, let's get into the show. All right, so give you a timeline and bring you up to date. We have just gotten off the Resilient Lady and our guy. Again, his name is Fotis. Oh, look at that. When I get closer, the camera changes. Yeah.
Interesting.
We're sorry about that.
Yeah.
Again, we should take a video of our setup here so people can see, because we're just, anyway. So our guy, his name is Fotis. We will do a separate video. I keep on promising you it's coming. But he picked us up, and it's now... we've gone and saw the Temple of Zeus already, which we've showed you. And after we finished the Temple of Zeus, we went to the Acropolis. So let's roll that video. As I'm rolling the video, remember, this is just sort of a quick highlight for you guys. We're going to be producing a much more detailed and narrated video that shows off the Acropolis, both day and night. We spent 4 hours walking around the Acropolis at night one night, because the nighttime views are absolutely stunning. So just remember, these are highlights, okay? So as you get there, and before I go too much further, okay, the Acropolis, as you can, well, maybe you can't tell from here, it's pretty high up there, okay? And it's a bit of a hike to get up there. It's not the worst hike we've ever had. Delphi was actually worse than this, which we will share that in the Delphi video. But it's a hike. So if you are mobility challenged in any kind of way, unfortunately, this may not be for you. That being said, there is an elevator. I'm not sure what the prerequisites are for accessing it, because it's not available to everybody. You can't just take it because you're tired and you don't want to walk up or down. And I don't know if you have a cane. So I don't know what the prerequisites are, but there is an elevator. But I think I've seen it move just a few times. So please note, this is going to be a physical climb to get up to the top. I do have some additional clips in there in this video that you're going to see. But once you get to the top, it's not all flat ground either.
No,
okay?
It is very, very hazardous, I'm going to say.
Right.
Because they have put down concrete,
which you'll see,
that
in some of the areas.
In some of the areas. Yeah. But then there are areas that the marble and some of the places that haven't been excavated are... The concrete surrounds it, so you'll have
there's holes.
There's holes, but it's not really holes; it's bumps.
Yeah.
Where the marble is sticking out.
But even like here in the video that we've frozen, if you look sort of to the center at the bottom, a lot of this is marble, all right, and it's been walked on by millions and millions and millions of people. It is slick.
It is very slippery, wet or dry. It's very, very slippery.
Right. So you definitely want to wear a good pair of shoes that have some grip on them.
Yes.
Sandals I wouldn't recommend. But again, to each their own. I'm not saying you need hiking boots, but a nice pair of sneakers with some good tread on it.
Yes.
Okay. So that being said, let's continue. This is just sort of the beginning of the hike. Okay, we're not going to show you the whole hike up there. We don't want to waste your time in the highlights video. But this just, I put this there so you could see the shininess of the walkway. Okay, this is the theater. I'm going to pause here for just a second. Okay, this is a theater that sits just sort of in between the bottom and the top of the Acropolis. It actually is a functioning theater. They have performances there. It's hard to see in this video, but there's a stage down there right now. They're in the middle of prepping for Madame Butterfly.
Yes.
Imagine seeing Madame Butterfly in this venue with that backdrop.
What an incredible setting.
I just got goosebumps.
I know,
I swear,
me too.
I just got goosebumps. I just stunning. Okay.
Yes.
You will see in a lot of highlight videos that we share with you. The pictures are amazing, but I can't stress enough, they are so much more amazing than these videos could ever capture. So this is Athens, I would tell you, top of the bucket list. Gotta go. So you can see some of the staging there. Excuse me. This is the entrance. All right, and you can see the stairs. Okay, so here's another thing. 7.2 million people visit this attraction, this monument, this historical place every year. It is busy. We are here. It is not the busy season. Okay, and it is a little bit hard to tell from this picture, but there's a line up and a line down. Okay, the line up is on the right, and the people coming down are sort of, on the left-hand side over there. It is very, very busy. If you're coming here in the main tourist season, which would be sort of the main tourist season in America, like, mid-June through mid-August, it's going to be really busy. Now, our channel is called Cruise Adventures. If you're here on a cruise ship, this particular day, there were 7 ships in town, which is why you see how busy it is here. So imagine it being summer, and imagine it being a weekend day when cruise ships are in town. It's going to be busy. Everything in Athens proper is going to be busy. Please take your patience pill. Please. Okay. Especially if you're trying to get pictures. We were trying to capture video, not just pictures. And so we had to bite our tongue a couple times and give some moments. But this is the entryway, and you can see the stairs. It's a steep climb. Okay, and this, we're already at the top, just about. So we've already climbed up quite a long ways. This is actually a view from the same stairs looking backwards. Okay.
And you can see the city of Athens in the background.
Yep. That was just a monument that was up at the front. It's got a name. I can't remember all the names right now. This is why this is just a highlights video. One of the things that I find amazing, which is why I left this clip in here, as we go through the entryway, as I look up, the ceiling is coffered. Okay. Most people know what a coffered ceiling is, but back in the day, I mean, there's no wood. They carved the coffer out of stone. There are pieces of it that we saw in a museum later on. But it just, and you can kind of see it up there top left, and you'll see it a little bit more on the left-hand side as we go through, because some of the coffering is still there. And it's kind of, dark and stained, if you will, from being out there for thousands of years. But yeah, look at that. That's all carved. Okay. And this is a view from the entranceway on the other side. Now, again, I'll pause real quick. All right. You see, we're walking on the concrete. All right. So it's nice and smooth here. But if you look on the right, we see the people, there's no concrete like over there. You can't get to that particular section, but that's kind of what it used to look like. It was just all rock. So it's much safer and much easier to walk now, but only right around the main areas is the concrete. And so as you continue to walk through this entire site, you just have to be really, really careful. We saw, I think it was 6 people slip that day while we were there. Not on the concrete, but obviously in the off-concrete areas. It's so slippery. We want to make sure that not just highlighting, obviously, the beautiful Parthenon and the rest of the structures up there, but for you guys, for at least for safety, to know these things. Okay. We're gonna show you just views from all around. It's amazing. There's some of the sculpture that's left up there.
Behind the scaffolding.
Yeah, they're still, it's an ongoing restoration process. Mm-hmm. And I say restoration / rebuilding, right? A lot of this has been knocked down. This is just sort of a time lapse of walking about half. I started at one corner, and I'm going to go around just past this corner around the other side. When I talk about restoration, if you're looking at the columns, the white parts are the new parts. The darker color ones are the old parts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the structure is it's gigantic. It's absolutely mammoth. I can't imagine what it was like, when 2,500 years ago, right? It's just, from a construction standpoint, these things are heavy. They've got like their own little railroad in there. Obviously, there's not a train, but there's carts that they're able to move these stones around, to get them close enough. There's a crane in the inside. You can see it's lowered right there, but there's a crane in the inside that helps them raise and lower these multi-ton blocks. Okay. There's a look down from the side we were just standing on. Another little theater down there. And some more work going on down there. A lot of the monuments they're all under some sort of restoration. Yeah, okay, that's what it normally looks like. This is sort of the path outside of the concrete. So there's some gravel there. It just, you got to be careful.
You really do. It's very easy to trip.
like I said, we saw the 6 people slip, and I mean, they weren't like, whoo, they're like slip and fell. I mean, you could really hurt yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, there's an ambulance right there. But those were the holes, by the way, she was talking about. If you look real fast, so there's concrete, but there's still parts that they didn't completely cover for whatever reason. They have reasons for doing everything, but okay. At the very end of the point on the Acropolis is this round circle with a large Greek flag up there. And I'm sort of just giving you a 360 pan of overlooking Athens. It is it's a very congested city.
It really is.
I honestly, I had no idea. With all the things that I look at it, you look at the beautiful ancient sites, but it's a modern day city that is jam-packed.
It is very, very, it's amazing how large Athens is.
Yeah. What do you say, 4-something million people live in Athens proper? In the city, in Athens proper.
It's crazy.
Right?
It is crazy.
So, again, this is another example of areas you can walk. Okay? It's all rock. Right? So...
And slippery rock.
And slippery rock.
Marble.
Yeah. So, just be careful. Okay? Golly, I looked this up, and I've already forgotten. This is the second structure that's on the site. Oh, this is the Treasury building. It is the other building that is on site that is most complete, if you will. One of the things that we learned, which is a controversial thing, at least for me, is this right here. There's many controversial things, honestly, going on in Athens. Believe it or not, the concrete is one of them. Mm-hmm. So,
and the lift.
In the lift. So, obviously, the Acropolis, the Parthenon, all these ancient sites, they're part of the World Heritage Society. Okay, they're protected areas, and if you want, as a country that has this on here, if you want to do something, you have to run it through them. And I think this was a couple of years ago, just a few years, it hasn't been long. They decided to put all this concrete up there in the walkways.
Yes. Without
telling them. And there's a 50-50. 50% of the people are like, oh, thank you so much. This is great. And it's made this site for the visitors that come here, the 7.2 million visitors, much, excuse me, I'm so sorry, safer. But the other half are like, you've ruined the site. Same thing with the lift. I've got some pictures of it coming up, but people are like, you've put this ugly thing on the side of the Acropolis. You've ruined it. The other half are like, thank you so much, so that the handicapped, the accessibly challenged people can actually visit this site, which they've never been able to visit before. So it's an interesting argument. The reason why what you're looking at is controversial to me, and I didn't realize at the time, those 6 ladies that are holding up that roof, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? They're all fake. They're not originals. They've been replaced. There used to only be 5. The 6th one is in England at a museum there. Mm-hmm. So they've removed them permanently, and they're in the museum. I've got pictures of them from the museum. So there's some things that you're looking at that are not original, but they're on the building. And when we were here at this moment, we had no idea, because these guys are very good at making it, some of it, not all of it. The columns, you can tell the new from the old.
You can't tell. They are antiqued and it's done very well.
Yep.
They do look like they would be original to the building, but they are not. They are replicas.
Yep. And the ones that are inside in the museum, they look just like this. Mm-hmm. It's not that they were crumbling and they took them away. They took them away to put them in the museum for
preservation,
complete preservation, that they don't get damaged in the future. So I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. Do you think it's a good thing that they remove elements like this and replace them with fakes? Replicas, fakes, I'm sorry. Replicas. I mean, they are. I mean, they're stunning. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we couldn't tell. If we weren't telling you this, you would never know unless you went to the museum and saw them and you were like, wait a minute, weren't those is this a replica, or is that... The replicas are outside. The originals are inside in the building, protected. Okay? Anyway, and so there's a lot that you're looking at that may be replicas. Okay? Of course, a lot of museums do that too with even famous pieces.
They do.
The real ones are put away where you can't see them. The replicas are out for you to look at. You can't tell the difference. I mean, the average person can't tell the difference. So yeah, there you go. So just another view, the walkway. I think I'm working my way to that lift, that elevator that I was talking about. Oh yeah, this is just sort of the oh, what happened? Oh, I went way back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button. Just there you are walking on this nice concrete, but then jump. And that literally is what the entire site used to look like a few years ago. So yeah, just be mindful of that the day you come up here. From a time standpoint, we did Temple of Zeus and we did this in the same day. It was 5 hours for both. Okay.
Now, granted, we took a lot of pictures and a lot of video, and probably more than the ordinary person.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
you're not traveling from wherever you live to come here to not take pictures and photographs and stuff.
That is true.
Maybe you spend a little less time. I don't know. But again, you got to remember, you're climbing up, you're climbing down.
Yes.
This is a look at the top of the elevator. Obviously, it doesn't look like much here. And I don't think I included a picture of it from the outside. I will in the major video, but this is where someone in a wheelchair could come up and access the site. The concrete that I mentioned surrounds the main structure, so you do have access to obviously get close.
Now, I do want to mention, though, in the climb, there's enough places that you can stop and rest if you need to. I'm one of these people, I can walk up 2 flights of stairs and I'm okay, but the third and I am totally out of breath. So, I mean, there's plenty of places that was really not a problem for me getting up there.
Greek Coca-Cola. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
We are halfway down, 3/4 of the way down now. This is a look back at the entrance. And again, you can see all the little ants crawling up there.
Otherwise known as people.
Yeah, right? You know, all said and done, guys, they're really, I don't have enough descriptive words to tell you how impressive this is. There's our guy. That's Fotis. We had a little food afterwards. A little food. Okay, there you go.
I don't think there's any such thing as little bit of food in Greece.
No, there is not. So that was, for us, the end of the daytime of day one. We are not going to cover it now. But after we were done with this, had a little lunch, Fotis took us back and we got into our apartment. And I'm not going to lie, we took a nap.
Yes.
We fell asleep. We were exhausted, right? And we woke up 7-ish in the evening. We grabbed our stuff and we went to go look for a few drinks because we just got to the apartment. Again, it's our hotel, it's an apartment. And so we're going to find a little mart and they're everywhere. And so we went out and we started walking and one thing led to another. And before you know it, we walked around the entire circumference of the Acropolis for the next 4 hours. And we shot video of what this beautiful ancient historic site looks like in the evening. If you think it's amazing in the day, the nighttime views are just
Epic.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's epic. Now, I mean, you can't go up there at night. It's closed, but you can see it from everywhere. So, well, no, you can see it from up high, but around as you're walking around. So we are going to do a separate video of just the nighttime views around the Acropolis. So we hope you will enjoy that.